Like sheep, we subscribe.
Mm.
The author is Nocturne Owl, and I think you're going to find this one pretty interesting. It really takes a look at this whole idea of technology and freedom of expression and individual autonomy, all very hot-button topics that we hear about every day.
Yeah, and it brings up some good points. It really makes you think.
Yeah, definitely. And it starts off, like right away. It kind of throws you into this world where, they talk about the first line is, they gave us voices, but taught us to bow, to scroll, to click, to nod in the crowd.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about that when you hear that? Like, what jumps to your mind?
Well, I think it makes you, it's challenging, this idea that the internet is this inherently liberating force.
Oh, right.
I mean, sure, we have access to more information than ever before, but are we really free in our choices?
Right.
Are we being kind of solely nudged or even manipulated by these forces that we don't really even see or fully understand?
Yeah, like invisible shepherds almost.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and that's what they talk about in this poem too. It's like the shepherds feed us the noise we crave, while truth lies buried in a shallow grave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is, I don't know, it's kind of ominous.
It is, and I think it really gets at this idea of, how algorithms are shaping our experiences online, right? So these algorithms, the things that are powering our social media feeds and, our search results and even our news recommendations, they're designed to keep us engaged.
Yeah, that's their job, right?
Right, that's their job. Keep us scrolling and clicking and liking and sharing.
Yeah.
But that often means feeding us content that we already agree with, right? So it's almost like reinforcing our existing biases rather than challenging us with different perspectives, It's like it's creating that echo chamber we're always hearing about.
Exactly.
And I think that's happened to me, to be honest with you. Like, I've researched a topic and suddenly all I'm seeing are articles that are like supporting my viewpoint, Yeah. It's like the algorithm has already decided what I should think.
Exactly. Yeah. I think everyone has that experience.
Yeah.
In some form or another. Yeah. And it is a real concern, right? And I think that's what this poem's referring to when it talks about this algorithmic will. It's like this idea that these systems, which are driven by all this data and all these complex calculations, are actually kind of subtly controlling our choices without us even realizing it.
Right. Shaping
what we see and what we read and ultimately what we believe.
And it's funny because okay, you're going through the poem, you're getting these ideas, but then it's like, bam. It hits you right between the eyes.
Yeah. With this one line, it says, we like, we share, we dance, we cheer, our silence sold to profit and fear, dumb and silent, yet marching still to slaughter by algorithmic will.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
I think that's one of the most powerful lines in the poem because, it's highlighting this idea that our data, our behavior online, it's become a commodity.
It's valuable.
Yeah, it's valuable. It's being used to target us with all this advertising and, predict our preferences, maybe even influence our voting. And that fear part of it, I think, is really crucial too, right? Because algorithms can definitely exploit our anxieties, our insecurities.
But they know, right?
Yeah, they know.
I mean, they know what you're clicking on.
They know.
They know what you're looking at, so they know how to get you.
Yeah, exactly.
So where does this all leave us? Are we just sheep? I mean, is that what it is?
Well, I don't necessarily think so. I think the poem, while it's raising these serious concerns, I think there is this a glimmer of hope in there too. It's a reminder that we have a choice, right? We can choose to be more critical of the information that we're seeing online. We can seek out different perspectives, challenge our own assumptions, and really just engage in more thoughtful discussions.
Like we're doing right now.
Exactly.
But, there's also that line about our silence being sold.
Right.
And it's like, well, what does that mean? Is that, are there powerful forces? Is it the government maybe that's working to suppress dissent and, they want to control the narrative?
I think it definitely raises that question. Yeah. And I think it's even more interesting when you consider the title, like sheep, we subscribe.
Right.
Because that almost seems like a reference to George Washington's Newburgh address.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Now, in that speech, just to kind of refresh everyone's memory here, he warned against a standing army.
Yeah.
And, military leaders trying to take over, basically.
Yeah, undermining civilian authority.
Right, exactly. So are we saying that... by this title, Nocturne Owl is saying that.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, it's...
The forces, controlling the information, whether it's, big tech or the algorithms themselves, or even, maybe some governments,
Hmm.
that they pose a similar threat
Yeah.
to our individual liberty and freedom.
Yeah. It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you wonder, if we are all sheep in this world, how do we take back control? How do we make sure that it's our voices that are being heard and not just the voices that the algorithms want us to hear?
It's the big question.
It is the big question, and I hope all of you out there will continue thinking about this long after this deep dive is over.
Yeah, me too.
All right, everybody, until next time,
Take care.
we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.